Okie dokie. Hello, everyone. So, I had an idea. Last time I was playing this wonderful game, I was trying to design a melon and pumpkin shop, and I thought, why the heck would I want a bunch of dispensers shooting out melons and stuff? Well, there's two different ways that I can do this. And so I thought about the first way, and it's way more complicated than I thought. The second way is also complicated, but it might be a little more doable. So this is the original melon slash pumpkin shop where you can't access it until you pay it type of deal. And now I'm starting I'm starting to go crazy. This is what I've been making. So let me walk you through how it works. And so everything starts basically up here. And ooh, I dropped my rail. So what you do is all you gotta do is put your melons up here. Your melon slices just get dumped off into this chest and they load up into this hopper. Now this hopper, okay, so first let's ignore this. This train track or this minecart track is really annoying at the moment. And it's getting in the way. Okay, all of this is unnecessary for right now. I just try to demonstrate a point. Okay, it's a little simpler to look at, except for this. But I don't know if this is a smart idea. And it's going to be a lot harder. So what I'm going to do is try to make a better version of the lectern shop before I continue this version. But I want to show you what my thoughts were. So this is an automatic shulker loading station. So ultimately, this is actually the full setup. So what happens is this chest right here. Now there should be a chest here to load up your shulkers. And so your shulkers go in here, but I thought, what if I could load them in by minecart? But for now, I'll do a single chest. And you put your empty shulker boxes up here, and I wanted to recycle them because they're pretty expensive, you know? So I wanted to keep them in the loop. So you put your shulkers here, and let me actually, crap. I should have really done this better. Okay, everything's empty. Let's load this dispenser with some shulkers. Okay, so this dispenser is going to be loaded at all times, and you dump them in through here, and they would be recycled. And then melons, we just have a bunch. It doesn't actually matter. So then, what happens is, whenever you... And this dispenser is supposed to automatically try to dispense stuff whenever it's filled. I see it's pretty complicated. But anyway, or you'll see why it's complicated. But ultimately, this dispenser right here will fire and it'll shoot the shulker out into this space right here. I will do a quick demonstration. Well, no, I won't. I'll just explain it with words and then show you because it happens kind of fast the way that I have it set up. Or it will happen really slow. But the shulker box will sit here. And then it will fill up with melons from right up here. I have to click. So GMSP, I have to fidget and I have to click. So here we go. So shulker box loads up with melons. This chest right here, this little this comparator will give a signal strength based on how much stuff is in it. This chest right here, based on the way that comparators check for based on the way that comparators check for the amount of items in chests, this gives a certain signal strength, and so it's a signal strength of 2. So what happens is, I'm not going to get into how comparators work, but ultimately this chest right here determines how many items can get loaded into the shulker. Once those items are loaded, this will be able to turn on and give an output powering this piston, which pushes the shulker into this hopper, breaking it. This is like the rebound box in case it goes over the edge. And then this redstone right here is on a delay, and then as soon as it, right after it, this is pushed, a new shulker is popped into its place, and there's only 9 of them, so it just does it over and over 9 times. And then they fall down into this dropper, and then whenever you're ready to... Well, what I could do is ultimately this dropper would need to be an automatic dropper, but this is just the concept. I did have an auto dropper, but it was shooting them sideways, so I wanted to figure out how to make it shoot them down, and it'll shoot them downwards and then into this water stream that goes into this hopper, loading them into this chest. And then whenever you're ready to send your items out for delivery, you press a button somewhere. Usually you'd be way far away from this. And then you press the button and the minecart travels along its journey, and then it goes to here, and then all of the shulker boxes will get dispensed right here. And this is similar to that unloader, except right here we have it's a falling edge monostable circuit. So whenever the shulker box comes in, when it comes in, it's dispensed out here. This torch will turn off once this comparator detects that there's stuff in the shulker box, and then this torch turns off, and then you have to wait, and then so this dispenser is also set to auto fire, I believe. Yes, whenever something enters this dispenser, it powers this comparator, powering this block, powering this dust, powering this repeater, powering this block, powering that dispenser. That's a mouthful. The reason why there's a bunch of repeaters here is so I don't cross, streams, but I wanted to make it compact. But I didn't want some of the redstone overlapping. So what happens is, as soon as this fills up, it dispenses, and then nothing happens at first. Once you empty it, this torch turns back on, this dropper goes off, and momentarily filling this hopper, giving an output, and then this goes back into the dropper, but that output will come snake along here, and then power the piston to destroy it. And then... yeah, now this system works well with one shulker box, but if you have multiple shulker boxes in here, it ain't gonna work. But that's why I'm kind of frustrated and done with this stupid design, but I thought it was cool. Then the ultimate goal was to have some sort of... the empty shulker would be collected down here, and then that's where the train track comes in, and that empty shulker is literally recycled back into the system, but it requires too many button presses and stuff, too much, user interaction. But ultimately, here's how it would work. So, you fire up a shulker, it starts filling up. It's going to take a while to fill up. In fact, let's break this. That way, it'll fill all of them up just with one. And then it should stop, and they'll all be... so we got 16 in that first one just because we were waiting. But all of these are filled up with one. Let me empty this one, and then bring it back into the system. Wait, that doesn't make sense. That's not how this works. I'm pretty stupid for doing it. Okay, empty shulker going back here, dispense it back. It fills up with one slice, goes in there, and then each of your ordered items will get sent down in that minecart. To speed this up, I'm just gonna drop them in myself. But it would be like an auto dropper, and it would just drop them all out. They go down in there, and now we've got a full minecart chest. And so then whenever we're ready, I'm not going to send it off because it'll break, unfortunately. But we take our one melon, it gets popped into here, automatically dispensed. Then once we empty it of all of our items, it gets plopped down into here, and it's empty. There you go, that's how it works. Okay, but the problem is that now, when I do it like this, and it all fills up, and then I empty it, it doesn't dispense a new one, and I have to sit here manually doing that. And then and then this is supposed to automatically send back when it's empty, if that's the goal, but automating things is very hard in terms of this. I think this is a cool idea, but I don't think it's possible in the game. This over here this is wrong. I literally built that using a tutorial. It's supposed to be a shulker unloader, where it automatically unloads shulkers for you, and then I was like, wait, I don't want it automatically unloading, I want the people to take the stuff for themselves. So anyway, what we're gonna do is I want to see about this lectern thing, and I have been brainstorming, and I've thought of something. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to build a red coder out of white wool, just to start out. Because I have sort of an idea. I might as well grab a lectern, and then might as well take this book, duplicate it. Can I duplicate a book and quill with stuff written in it? I can. And then put this one back. Oh, I didn't need to do that. But anyway, what's going to happen is I'm going to build another one of these shops. Probably just directly above. So, up 10. There we go. Alright. So here's our lectern. Yeah, yeet. I don't want to build it up top. That's stupid. Oh well. I'll do it anyway. So, I will use wood as my building block. Because why not? I like wood. It's probably my favorite block. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so lectern here. And then a comparator output, and we're going to need redstone torches, redstone repeaters, redstone dust. That's pretty much it for the red coder. Let me make sure that my things are right. Lectern, block, thingy, and then red coder. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. I'll just go out a few. Now, let's just say that here's a normal red coder, and we're going to build it up. I'll just go out to here for the sake of a video or a stream. So what happens is oops. Let's make this faster, because I am a little bit bored. Tool dirt advance. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, that's a thing. I think this is a proper red coder. Yeah, okay. That's a glitch. There we go. Alright, so here's our basic red coder. So as you can see, if I chuck this book in there, first one lights up. As I go to they're lighting up down like that. So you can kind of see what's going on. Let me go to page 2, because that's easier to talk about. So page 2, only this one lights up, which powers the bottom repeater. Yeah. Only this part lights up. It powers that bottom repeater, which turns off the torch, and then it lets this turn on. Whereas, since if you step back one, then this is now powered, which powers this repeater, which keeps this torch off, even though this torch is also off. And that's how it works down the line. That's how red coder works. Pretty simple. And so the goal is, okay, so down here, we did this 64 thing last because we had to have a bunch of these crazy modules, right? Or not, these extension things. And we had to do this trick with the chest such that this input and this output were one away from each other. So now what I'm going to do is I said, well, why can't I just build one of the 64 modules right at the start? And so that is what I plan on doing at the moment. So I'm getting rid of this, and I want to build a 64 module. And so luckily I color-coded it so I know what's going on. So the output from the red coder will go into one single thing, which is kind of what I've done up there. And then on the side, we have another torch. So a torch on the side that goes into a block, and then a piece of dust down here. And so this is ultimately allowing it so that... Wait, is that right? That dust might need to be a dot. Oh, yeah. Okay. Torch powers block that powers... Yeah. Torch powers block, powers dust, powers block. So now all 4 of these are going to be activated at once. So 1, 2, and then 3, 4 is... No, that's not... Wait, how in the world? This is where the confusing things come into place. Oh, the pistons go on the side. That's right. So lectern here, and then, yeah, piston side here, and this looks wrong. This definitely looks wrong. Do I need to go down here and take a dang picture? Torch on the side. Okay. Block up. Block down. Oh, wait. No. Torch on the side. Block. The redstone goes here, you dummy dumb. There we go. I was like, how is that getting powered? So here are all of our thingamabobbers. And there we go. So there is our 64 red coder, which means... Wait, what? Oh, we're on page 2. Or once we go to page 1, all of these pop right up. So now, what we want to do is we want it so that whenever we go to page 2, we have another module of the red coder right next to it, right? And so now we want another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to use a different color for this one, and I'll just use yellow, I guess, or I'll use gray to keep it kind of monochromatic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and so I'm kind of thinking backwards here, you know? So what we're going to do is we're going to have on the first one, no, the first one is going to be powered by a torch, and then this goes into a block powering, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this. There we go. Okay, so there's our little module there, which means our red coder module has to go here with a torch here, shutting all 4 of them off, and then a repeater here, and then up 1 and down 1, and then over 1 like that, a repeater here. This needs to be set to 4 or 3. I think it's 3. Although I don't know why. I've never had a problem. Mumbo does it with 4 in his design, so might as well. I think that's because if you switch too fast, you could have some issues, which is fine. It's understandable. So there we go. Here is our next red coder module. So what we need to do is somehow get it to where the signal strength here, or actually the signal strength on this block right here, signal strength there happens to be 1 greater, or ultimately we need a signal strength of 2 right here, if that makes any sense. And okay, so we're on page 2, which means that, so this little buffer, I'm going to use a different color wool. How about black? So black wool here, we have enough power to go here, but then that's it, right? So in order to extend it, we're going to need like a repeater at least. But now we have a signal strength of 15. And so I'm thinking, what if I did a similar thing where I have a comparator here, and I have some sort of input. And so I guess I could do the input here. And then that should... Did I miss something? Oh, because it's bigger, yeah. Anyway, so what we need to do is put this into subtract mode, and ultimately we need to do the same little setup where we go like another comparator leading into this one with like a chest or something filled up with stuff to the point where a chest will give an output that lets us subtract. You get what I'm saying? You understand? You get what I'm laying down? This output needs to be a signal strength of 2. And if we have 15 coming in, that means we need a signal strength of 13 to subtract from it. So how do we get a signal strength of 13? Well, my friends, that is pretty simple. And I've got the answer for you right here. So let me pull on my display capture. Here we go. This is the Minecraft wiki for the comparator. Very good stuff. You should read it. Look at how much dang information they have about how comparators work. And this is the main one that we want, is the container with a output signal, blah, blah, blah. Minimum number of items for container signal strength table is this thing. Of 64 stackable items. S is a stack. I is additional items that are less than a stack, which means, for example, if we need to have a signal strength of 10 from a hopper, so here's our hopper, it holds 5 items, so if we need 10, we need 3 stacks and 14 additional items, which is 206 total, assuming they all stack in 64. So with a chest, we need a signal strength of 13, which is a whopping 23 stacks and 10 extra items. So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Let me turn display capture off so this scales properly. So what we need is, this chest needs to have whatever I just said, which is 23 stacks and 10 items. So, let's get cracking. So, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, and then 10 extra, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and that should give, yeah, look at that, it gives a signal strength of 2, but, hold up, it actually needs to be a dang signal strength of 1, right, because okay, so, we need 14, and I'm looking at the table right now, we need 25 stacks and 5 items, so that's 23, so here's 24, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or, wait, 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's like almost, yep, there we go. That's almost a full heckin' chest. But what I think is, now I'm going to build a temporary red coder here as well with our repeaters. And then that. And I mean, we don't really need that or anything. But now, that's good. So if I go to page 3, this one should be lit up, but not this one. You get me? You feel me? So page 3, those should turn off. And they don't. Which is, this is frustrating. This is the most frustrating thing in the world. Because they're not turning off. Why aren't they? This is off. But 3, see, it's this dang repeater. We can't be doing that crap. Why is there such a delay? Oh, because it's that. Okay, so see, this is not going to work very well. But we have, I don't know, this is frustrating me. Now I'm going to have a bunch of black wool. Okay, all of it going. So, the question is, you know what? There's no question. Oh. Okay, this is a little frustrating. And so at first I was thinking, why don't we just make our pistons go sideways that way instead of this way, you know, rotate it 90 degrees. That way our red coder is nice and clean, but our piston machine thing isn't. So, okay. I am thinking. Oh, I just remembered. I was watching the video earlier, and my sound. There we go. My sound is probably better now, or the game sounds are tragically low. So now if I like splash into some water, it's like a little bit audible because my headphones are turned up a little louder. So if I do like, oh yeah, now you can hear that crap. Oh yeah, don't you love the sound of wool being placed? Let's bring this down to like 30. Okay, well, I'm really sad. You wanna know why I'm sad? I'm sad. Let me turn my mic down because I'm probably kind of loud. But I'm sad because I just don't know what to do. So I'm trying. Let me look at this, okay? So if I wanted to make my piston things go this way, how would I have to adjust? Like that's the thing though, is that I love this system. I love the way it works. You know? And this is a really cheeky trick right here. I really like it. But I can't think of how to make it better. Okay, well, hang on. Let's just think about the concept. Do I have to go to bed again? I've only been awake for, like, not that long. So, bedtime, die. Okay. Freaking. Here's the deal. I'm not using black wool again. That's a bad idea. Let's use light blue. That's calming. So, here's the plan. This signal right here has to be, it doesn't have to be like a fixed number, like it can't be just 2. Okay, that's the problem with that repeater thing for now, but it has to be 1 less than behind, right? So if it's 1 less, then we have to add signal strength ultimately. I'm trying to think. And I can't. I don't know why I'm live streaming this, but I really should just do this on my own when I can just when I don't I shouldn't feel pressure to be entertaining. That's the purpose of me live streaming, so I don't have that pressure. So I'm gonna keep doing it, but I'm going to not be very entertaining. I'm just gonna talk out loud through my thoughts, you know. So this has to be 1 less than the incoming signal behind it. How do we amplify it? Let's go to page 2. That's what we want. This page to be on. Now, can I add signal? Let me just look up a comparator extender really quickly, and I'll show my screen for that. That way you can see the research process behind all of this. Okay. Let's see. Not a pulse extender. No. Comparator signal, no. Strength extender. Okay. It seems it would be a useful way to extend signals across long distances without altering the strength. Yes, with just a line of comparators actually retain the same signal strength if one piece of redstone does. Let me just look up different red coders. Okay.
Hey guys, Cube Hamster here with a new video. I have something very interesting in mind today. I want to talk about something which I used in the 14th floor elevator, and I want to
Okay.
show you a revolutionary new device called the Red Coder. Now, starting off, before we go there, I want to talk a bit about signal length. Now, I think most of you guys know Redstone only travels 50. It's extremely compact. It's 4x3, stackable, one wide. So let me show you in action. So the second lever activates the second light, fourth one the fourth light, sixth one the sixth, first one the first. It's quite fast, but yeah. So I'm sending. I've got all these levers hooked up to a single wire, and I'm easily, without any issue, getting a nice little output. This is what it looks like from the side. So we got a torch underneath, redstone wire here, a repeater going into a solid block. And I mean, these redstone lamps are here, but you can.
Sorry, this is probably mega boring. This is what I do. Wait, maintain signal strength. Hey, check this out though. Okay. So, I'm getting real tired. Okay. I think I'm on the right track with the subtract thing. To where ultimately, hold on real quick though. One, two, like, how do I. Frick. Oh, I don't know what to do. I need to amplify. Okay. First, for starters, this signal has to be amplified. Like, there's no getting around that. And now, this signal strength here has to be. But see, that's the problem. Once you use a repeater, your life is over. So, because of that, it's time to just give up on this idea and frustratingly destroy all of your life's work. And just take this redstone, red coder, I can't even say words. Okay, this one, and I'm gonna stack it 3 times. Stack 3. So now I have 4 different ones. Okay, that's great. So now this one is going to turn. Let me think. How do I want my pistons to be acting? I want them here, right? Or do I? I don't know. I don't know where I want them. If I put my pistons along this way, That means that my droppers are going to be firing ultimately back this way or forward, but back would probably be better. But see, now no. No. See, this is why I don't think it'll work, but ultimately, I think I can at least try it. So, we get this, that torch turns off, but then that torch will power that block, which will power this dust, which should power that block, and so they all should turn on once I'm on page 1. No, it's just 1. That's strange. If I destroy that, nothing else happens. Okay, so hang on. What about this? What the crap? Torch on the side, and then a block up. So this is gonna have to be higher. That doesn't work. None of this works! Urgh. Okay. Frustration. Okay. How do I get... Okay, instead... I have another idea. This is literally my last straw. And then I'm out. I'm out of ideas. Okay, so let's destroy this. And leave a gap. We're going to have buffer circuits in blue, and then the red coder in white. So we're going to want a comparator. So what I'm going to do is do that 32 thing, but I'm going to try to ultimately increase the amount of power that can... No, that needs to be in subtract, and then we need a chest with 1 item, so it's 1 less. So I'm gonna try... Sorry, I'm probably screaming on my mic with the frustration, because I am just absolutely atrociously frustrated. Okay, so this little subtract mode thing should mean we are in business. Okay, so now if I'm on page 3, it should light up 3, 2, and then 1. Okay, cool. So now what I'm gonna do is add another one. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. So this is like an easy way, because so now that we have this, we can power at least 2 pistons. Yeah. We can power 2 pistons, which will give us the ability to power 4 observers at one time. So piston here, piston there. Again, let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. But there we go. So now, what we want is when we're on 2, those go up. When we're on 1, those go up. And I think these should be like this. Nope, that's not actually the cause. That's just this comparator here. Okay, so now that we have that, whoop-de-doo, that's great. So now I'm going to make my other circuit in yellow for no reason. Okay, so our button sits here. It's going to power this redstone dot. And at this point, I don't need to dispense single items for right now, but I'll still kind of do a similar thing. I'll go out 1, and then over 1, and then a repeater. Actually, no. I'll just copy this design here. So that is going to power a sticky piston with an observer on it. Yep. And then we're going to have another observer. How does that not happen over here? Oh, because it's a repeater, I guess? Yeah. Repeater for now. Okay, so that has to be a wood button. Luckily, they've got different colors. So that should tick for quite a bit. Why? Wait. Why isn't this... It goes up... So we definitely need repeaters here. Then we need redstone here, but then... Oh, because this can just be like that. Okay. Yeah. Then repeaters here. And then redstone here. So now, whenever we press this button... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, cool. We get 8 ticks, and it should be like double here. So now, let's just see if I can figure out a way to get all these droppers to work. So the way that we did it before was we had droppers on top and then over here. But that's obviously flippin' dumb. You know what? Why am I stupid? I could just use a pulse extender on this. Why don't I try that? Dot of redstone. Let's put the pulse extender just right here, because we're already in the vicinity. So, because I wonder how many times it'll click with just a standard pulse extender and a wood button. And then didn't we need it to be like this? Then we could do something like this with a repeater into a piston with an observer. Because now if we can get these to click more often, then maybe that's just the solution. I think I'm overcomplicating this, but let's just see. Let's find out. And that just goes like that. What the heck? Why is this not working? It's like one shy of 16 items. And so if they're each beeping 16 times, 16 times 4 is 64, so this is a stack. So, I mean, I guess I could sell a stack of melons for a diamond, but that's a ripoff, you know? It's a pretty bad ripoff. What if I did something like that? How many drop out? That's the question. Whoa. 1 second. Check. Yeah. Okay. No blue wool in the inventory. That's 20. 20 times 4. That's 100. Yeah. I'm down with that. I'll sell 20 times 4 melons at once. Or big brain moment. I think I've got it. I think I found a solution. And it's called Don't Do It Like This. Okay, hold on. So these two. Whoo-wee. Let's get rid of this. This is nothing. Wait, because I was thinking, what if I just take the output from these two, you know? Or I don't even need... Wait. Oh. 1, 2. Oh, that's not a dropper. Here's the dropper. 1, 2. The question is, do all the... Well, hang on. There we go. And so, 1, 2. Nope. Like that. Should all those fire? Oops. Okay. Let's try it like that. Well, hang on. Six times 8. 5, 6. That's 48. Right? And it pulses 8 times? What am I doing? Of course I need a pulse extender. Big dumb. Big brain moment. After this, I'm quitting for life. Or at least for the day. Because I am very close, but very far. So now 20. So each of these will bump 20 times. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. That's a bit. I mean, that's close to 2 stacks. So that's good. I like that. And what I'm going to do is just make sure that all these dispensers fire. So I should have a stack. No! What the crap? Which ones didn't fire? It's these, surprisingly. Crap. I'm trying to come up with a way to, do it. I'm going to take a break because I'm done. Okay? Thanks for watching. 48 minutes. I was playing Minecraft for like an hour before this, so I've been playing this for 2 hours trying to, I don't know. I don't know. This is crazy. All right. Maybe I'll get it one day, or I'll just look on YouTube for a better design. All right, bye.